right? And then if they didn't know it was coming, then they can not mount an effective counter response, right? And then also, if they knew they were coming, they cover it up because they don't want to avoid panic, right? So don't trust the government. And then, so if you figure like if the aliens came this far to blow up the White House, then like we're just kind of done anyway. So don't even worry about the government, because they won't help you. You got to rely on philo, is all I'm going to say. All right, next thing you should not do, don't ask dumb questions, okay? Or don't ask any questions, right? Because these movies are filled with logical loopholes, right? Or if you just ask questions, you'll go crazy, right? If you ask questions, you'll go crazy. So I have some sample questions and answers for you guys, okay? So question number 1 is, where did the monster or the zombies come from, right? Nobody really knows where the monster or the zombies come from. They just say, oh, there's a virus or something, right? But nobody ever satisfactorily answers that. Where did Godzilla come from? I don't know, right? Apparently, though, Godzilla comes from a nuclear explosion that doesn't incinerate anything. It just mutates things into giant things, right? And that doesn't make sense, right? Does it? Right? Like, that certainly, like, radiation causes, like, mutations and whatever, but none of the mutations are good, right? Even in all of our science, like, nothing gets cooler after it gets radiated, right? Except your food, maybe, then you could eat it. But other than that, like, but I'll stop the threat right now and just eat it, right? So, but nothing ever really that doesn't make sense, right? Another question you shouldn't ask is, here's another question that I always ask when I watch movies with ghosts in it. Like, why don't people just leave, right? The house is haunted. I have 2 words for you. U-Haul and escrow. Like, get out. Just put all your stuff in a truck and drive away, right? Like, sell the house. Sell the house.
It's much more complicated.
It's much more complicated.
It takes months to sell a house.
That's true.
In this market, don't even get me started.
Oh my God. Yeah. This market will scare you to death, won't it, man? Yeah, I'm always wondering, like, why don't they just leave? Like, in Poltergeist, they don't leave. They end up at a hotel at the end of the movie, but at the end of the movie, they end up at a hotel. Like, come on, right? Why don't you just move out of the house or open the door and walk out? And you know why you don't leave? Because you can't piss on hospitality. That's why. That's why you don't leave. You can't piss on hospitality.
Even if it's from a ghost.
Even if it's from a ghost. And the last question I have for you guys: coffee, eggs, bacon. What's the answer to that? Blah, blah. Right? Yeah, so that makes no sense, right? Right, Philo? Coffee, eggs, bacon. Blah. But am I missing something? Like milk or no, they had milk, right? They had like goblin milk.
They want you to drink the milk.
Oh, they want you to drink the milk. Okay. Yeah. See, it all makes sense, right? I know. Dude, you memorized it? Okay.
I need to drink some too.
Next thing you should do, keep an eye on the kids. Keep an eye on the kids. Always keep an eye on the kids. Okay, so for one major reason, well, not like that. Not like the way the old guy in the Mario hat does.
I like to stay relevant.
I like to stay relevant. Yeah, very, very 1989, Matt Nakamura. Yeah, hey kids, let's play Super Mario. Okay. Candy. I have candy and a Nintendo in my van back there. Anyway, you want to keep an eye on the kids, okay? For a couple of good reasons. One, they may prove to be your salvation. The kids might save your life. They might actually save humanity. Like in the Terminator series, you got to keep an eye on John Connor, right? Where's John Connor? I'm here to rescue him, right? So come with me, Rock.
That was a big.
Were you ever a stand?
No, I know, thank you. Yeah, that was good. That was a good Conan Arnold. So yeah, I've been practicing. Anyway, so they might save humanity, right? Like John Connor, or like the kid from Waterworld, because she has a map tattooed on her back. Like, who would tattoo a little girl? I don't know. But she's got that map and everything. So you want to keep an eye on the kids, because they can actually help and they can save the world. They might actually be able to communicate with the creatures a little bit better, right? Sometimes they're used as conduits, or they're more sensitive, right? And they can find out what the creatures want. Another thing is, they're often too cute to die. So you hang around them, be the kid's friend, and then you probably won't die either, right? So that's
Kids
good.
always survive.
The kids always survive, right? Always survive. Or, so that's one reason to keep an eye on the kids. They may be your humanity's salvation. Or, they may spell certain death for you, right? Because one, instead of saving humanity, they may be here to destroy humanity. Has anyone seen the Omen movies? Or Rosemary's Baby, right?
Oh, that was.
Yeah, I'm usually pro-life, but I would go pro-choice on that kid in a minute. So anyway,
Even after birth.
even after birth, it's all right. It's like a late term. It's a late term.
Super.
Super late term. So you want to keep an eye on the kids because they may actually destroy humanity, right? And even if they don't destroy humanity, sometimes kids are annoying. And they might be very precocious and rebellious and not listen to any of your advice to stay away from the monsters. And then you have to go rescue them, thereby putting your life in danger, right? Just like in War of the Worlds where like Elle Fanning's character gets all scared and runs outside the house where the aliens are. Like, don't run outside the house. It's where the aliens are, right? Now you got to go get her. What the heck, right? So keep an eye on the kids. And then also, well, sometimes they're too cute to live. Sometimes they're too creepy to live, right? Like the kid in The Grudge. Yeah, keep an eye on that kid. All right, next thing, if we are ever faced with such things, you want to look for deeper meanings. Okay, you want to look for the deeper meaning. And really, these monster movies, the good monster movies, and even Troll 2, and even The Happening. Don't check it out! Don't check it out! Don't check it out! Don't. No, Philo, no! Philo, no!
Why did you reach out
I
like
don't
a
know.
zombie?
It was really transforming me.
So anyway, you want to look for deeper meanings because often the non-humans like represent anxieties that people have, and that's what they are for. Like they use as symbols to discuss what is happening in the culture and different things that people are anxious about at the time. So I like to call it like Attack of the Allegories. And here's a list of movies that are very allegorical, like Godzilla and Terminator. They're really like they symbolize man's fear of technology, right? With Godzilla being born really after World War II and discussing Japan's fear of nuclear weapons, right? You have a giant monster that lays waste to the entire country. Terminator is a fear of technology, where technology takes over and begins to enslave mankind, right? You have Night of the Living Dead, George Romero classic. Right, I've seen parts of it. Have you guys seen Night of the Living Dead? It's pretty good, right? Some people saw that as a commentary on Vietnam. It was shot in black and white, kind of like grainy, and it looked like newsreel footage of the footage that they were getting from Vietnam at the time. And the movie was very gory and gruesome, and that was just like a lot of reports of the killing that was occurring in Vietnam. And while there's no Asians in it, like they were thinking that like, because they hate us, so they think we're zombies. No, but they thought that America didn't understand. Like America didn't have the threat present, so it was sort of like an amorphous present. So the Asians are present in their absence, or some crap like that, according to some film reviewer. But also at the end of the movie,
Your thoughts?
yeah. So and then also the movie also represented racism at home because the spoiler alert, no, well the minorities die in the movie. So yeah, huh? Yeah, the black guy. Yeah, and he's killed by people, not the zombies at the end. So that really represented like America's sort of like racial tension at the time as well. So we weren't the monsters, like the zombies aren't monsters, we're the monsters really. Cloverfield, I think is really interesting because it has a very post 9/11 bent to it. And if you think about it, the movie is very much about terrorism. In the beginning of the attack, people are very confused, and you can hear people in the background saying, "Is it another terrorist attack? Is it a terrorist attack?" Right? And then where does the monster attack? It attacks New York. And it destroys the Statue of Liberty, which is a symbol that has a lot of meaning for Americans. And the attack is abrupt, and it comes on suddenly, and there's no real explanation, right? And the movie is filmed on like a used videotape. And the attack is in the middle of the tape that basically shows a happy day between a couple. And so at the end of that movie, you go back to the original footage again, and the girl says, "I had a good day, today was a good day." And that kind of represents that. And as you watch that movie, you know those days are over, that couple is probably dead. And in many ways, it represents sort of like the time before the attack, the time before the terrorist attacks are over. America's happy times are over. We've been attacked by a monster, and we don't know how to explain it, right? Trolled, that's deep, isn't it?
Wow.
That was amazing.
I made that up. I didn't read that anywhere. Anyway. Yeah. So put that on tape. All right. So anyway.
Tell us these things.
Yeah. Troll 2, as we all know, is a great tirade against the dangers of vegetarianism. Right. So eat meat, right? And then The Host, which is the movie that we're going to watch today. Right? The Host is about a young girl menaced by a giant sea creature. A young Korean girl menaced by a giant sea creature. So
Oh, what the hell?
It's about
Nice!
yeah.
Is that Bonnie?
Yeah.
Bonnie's in the hose?
Yeah, Bonnie. It's
Wow.
a giant shrimp and Bonnie, like, you know. So
Keep looking giant shrimp.
but the movie features a lot of cool things. Oops. Yeah. So anyway, it's a young, beautiful girl, innocent and smart, menaced by a giant sea creature. I thought you were Chinese.
Before today, you were Chinese.
Until today, I thought you were Chinese. Yeah. I was like, dang, June is Chinese. June is not Chinese. I'm sorry. Now I gotta do a Chinese movie and put you in a slide. Anyway, you made it. You're in LAAF history now. So anyway, the movie itself is based on an incident that actually happened at an American military base in Korea, where they dumped all these chemicals into the river and stuff. So the movie features a lot of like Korean nationalism and sort of like, this, take that Americans, way to go, you screwed up our river, right? You also see a class stratification. The family that's focused on in the movie, you have a college graduate, a famous athlete, and then like the dad and the other son are like working class people. So you see a lot of class stratification, and you see how Korean society kind of is illustrated or breaks down. And then of course, Korean drama, right? Korean drama, baby. Korean drama, only the finest. Right? In every Korean drama, you have like really cool tropes. Like there's all like the mom is gone for some reason, right? There's no mom, right? And then
Somebody has amnesia.
somebody has amnesia. Somebody gets cancer. Somebody goes blind.
Some spinning cameras.
Yeah, and then like somebody.
Each other, not realizing,
They're like,
turning around, and the other person doesn't turn around. And
Oh my! When you were in a coma, I got married. Oh my! Oh my God! Yeah. So. So all of these things are actually in the movie, and well, not all of those things, but it takes a lot of those tropes, and it uses them in the movie. So actually, the monster is kind of incidental. The movie is like hilarious, and it's really about a family, a Korean family, working out its own problems and working out its own dynamics. All right, so now it's time for the LAAF advice column. Starring Mark Wahlberg. And I forgot to write, I have to read it though. It says, "Hey, Professor Fail, you know me. It's Mark Wahlberg. Don't be scared. I just want to talk to you. You know I produce Entourage? I want your advice. Claudio Fragazzo asked me to reprise my role in The Happening and be in Troll 2 Part 2. How can I decline?" Philo, knock it off, man. I can't hold this. How can I decline without punching that hack in the face? Say hello to your mother for me. Mark Wahlberg. Right? And there's Mark Wahlberg. And it says, Wahlberg appeared in LAAF 30 and produces Entourage. What? No. All right. So here's a response. "Dear Mark, you must at all costs prevent Troll 2 from happening. If Claudio calls, don't pick up." Hey, I thought that was pretty clever. No, pretend it's a creepy serial killer on the other line. If you must speak to him, dismiss him with phrases like, "You know nothing," or "You are a dog." If that fails, pee on the script. A great non-human invasion movie will tap into the cultural zeitgeist and exploit the fears and anxieties of the time. Not be a polemic, bless you, against vegetarianism. Also, you might want to avoid M. Night as well until he can write a movie that has actual characters in it again. Sincerely, Professor Fail. Ooh. You know it's true, Matt Nakamura. You know it's true. I submit Airbender. Anyway. So, and I'd like to close this LAAF with a new part. A new edition. So as you know, some of those of you who have looked at my Facebook photos, I have like a burgeoning celebrity photo collection, right? And so today's LAAF contains a special photo, a special non-human invasion movie, star Anna Kendrick, also from the girl from Twilight, right? And I met Anna Kendrick, and it produced the most awkward celebrity moment of my life, right? So you were supposed to be there, Philo. You could have seen this happening. So Anna Kendrick comes to the theater. I'm at New Beverly Cinema watching Dirty Harry and the Super Cops with Edgar Wright, director of Scott Pilgrim, and Quentin Tarantino, right? And they're discussing. They're like, it's like a laugh, but in a theater. It's pretty rad. So anyway, when the lights go down, Edgar Wright's guests come, and like some of the cast of Scott Pilgrim came and sat in the